Petal, and a big warm welcome to anybody new joining my channel today. Now we're going to be doing an acrylic set today. We're going to do a pretty peach set and we're going to be using CJP. As always, everything will be listed below, so if there's something you fancy then please check out the description box. Everything is listed there. Now if you're in the UK, you know we're having this heat wave at the moment, which is very unlike us. It lasts a day or two, but it's going on for a week or two now. I think we're in like week 3 or something. And yeah, it's playing havoc with my acrylic, guys, as well as everybody else's. So I came in with that nail bed shade and popped that around the cuticle, tuck that in, and then bring that down and then blend the end of that into the middle of that nail. Now we're doing a extra long tip here, and guys, for those of you who are new joining us, everything, the links regarding brushes, tips, the hand that I'm using in the video, they are listed below. So again, guys, please go check that out if that's something that you're interested in. As I was saying, the acrylic's setting up pretty quick, and I struggled with the first little bit of the marble. I had to adjust the ratio, make it a little bit wetter, but not too wet that it runs off the nail. So yeah, because the heat is up now and it's setting quickly, we're just not used to it here in the UK. I did need to adjust things slightly, so I marbled the top area with 2 peach shades and Snow White from CJP, and then I'm going to come in with 2 beautiful glitters which I picked up using some clear acrylic. So teeny tiny bit of clear acrylic, dip it into that raw glitter and placed it where the nail bed end and that beautiful marble tip started. And then what I'm going to do is, as always guys, it's always at an angle. I just feel like it elongates those nails and just makes it more attractive, more appeasing to the eye, but that's my personal opinion. And then I'm going to thread some of that beautiful glitter through that marble, again using a small bead, a teeny tiny bead of clear acrylic. Moving on to the ring finger, I'm going to pick up a bead of Snow White, drain the back of that brush. I want it nice and opaque on that very tip area, so I'll pop that on, blend that back, pop that on the tip by pull and press before coming in with a second bead which is thinner in consistency. I will pull that down, look, and then up and over that tip, blending it in. Now the reason I want that a little bit more sheer is that I am going to come in with that nail bed shade, and I want it to be ombre, and I obviously don't want a really harsh stark white with the opaqueness of the nail bed area. So I'll go in with that first nail bed area. I don't have to wait. Normally if I do ombres I will wait for it to set up, but as I mentioned earlier, it is setting pretty quick. I didn't need to wait. So I'll put in that first bead. It's nice and opaque. Tuck that in, pull that up, and then blend that before coming in with a sheerer bead, just like with the white, and then just pop that on, blend it back, pull it forward, tuck it in on the side, and honestly it gives a really nice ombre at the moment. And by making the second bead slightly wetter, that's how I do it. Anyway, we're going to move on to the middle finger, and I've picked up the 2 peaches and the white, but the white kind of got lost there, so I'll just pop the bead down and then tuck it around that cuticle area and then blend it back. And then while it's still wet, I am coming in with a little bit of white just to marble that through, thread that through the peach shade, because like I said, it did take over slightly. Now I have got a lot of nail estate there, and with everything setting quickly, I am going in with smaller, wetter beads. If I picked up bigger beads, more wetter, oh, look at me, what sort of English is that? If I picked up a bigger, wetter bead, I have more chance of losing control, it running down the nail, and I didn't want that. I need to be in control of this marble. So I made the bead smaller, but slightly wetter, so that I can pull that marble up that nail. Once I have done that, I am then going to come in with those glitters, and I am going to again a little bit of clear acrylic, dip it into the raw glitter, and then thread that through the marble. Now, as I used one of these glitters, I didn't realise, but it had iridescent pieces in there and some mylar. But strategically, you know, in there was some butterflies, and so when I pulled them out and I noticed, I actually moved it from the middle of the nail and popped it at the bottom of this middle finger. It looked really nice. And then I tried to find a couple more so that I could place them, one on the little finger and a couple on the pointer, which we're going to do in a minute. But yeah, I didn't see it. It's not a full pot of glitter. There's like only a third left. And I saw it was like yellow, orange and iridescent, and it was really pretty. And I just thought it would look really nice with this set. But it wasn't until, you know, I picked up a bigger bead of this this glitter, rather, I was going to say acrylic, this glitter, that I realised there was actually a butterfly in there. Anyway, we're going to come in with smashed peach on this pointer finger, and I'm going to put that around the cuticle area, tuck that in, pull that down. We're going to use this as a colour here. So I don't need a big bead. It's CJP, brilliant acrylic. Get a nice cover in there, and then I'm going to double dip the raw glitter with some clear acrylic and pop it on the tip. So I pick up that clear acrylic, dip it in one glitter, then the second, and then pop it onto the nail, and then I'll swirl them together just to mix them in, and then pack that into shape. You can see me doing that, and then I make sure that it's opaque and that everywhere is covered. Guys, I am then going to clear cap all these nails, file and buff them into shape, and this is the finished set. I'm going to come in with that top coat, going to give that a generous layer there, and I will then pop that in the lamp for a full cure before moving on to the 3D flower. So while that's in the lamp, I am going to pull out the peach shade and the white, all CJP, and like I said, the colours are listed below if anybody is interested in what we've used today. I am going to pull out the Kirsty Meakin brush. It's a double-ended brush. We've got a acrylic size 12 on one end and a 3D brush on the other. Here it is, and that's what we're going to use for our 3D flower. We're going to pop it on this ring finger. Double dipped into the acrylic, pop that bead down, wait for it to go nice and shiny, trying to keep the circle there, and then once it's ready, I will press the brush into that bead at an angle. So I'm trying to get it nice and bulbous at the bottom and into a nice point at the top, a nice petal shape. I'm going to be using this little 3D brush to do that, manoeuvring it while it's still wet. Double dip into that peach and white, place down that bead, clean off my brush, and once it's ready, I will use the tip of my brush at the bulbous end, and then use the belly of the brush to push the bead out to give it a nice round bottom on that petal, and then the tip of my brush to pull that up. Then we're going to do 3 more little petals here, but they are going to be a different shape. So pop the bead down. Again, the brush will be pushed into that acrylic at an angle with the point in the centre of that flower, and then using the belly of that brush to make the outer part of the petal more round, and then come back in with the point to pull it back into a point into the centre of that flower. So all that's left to do now is 2 smaller petals, just like the one we've just done, so the more rounder but smaller in between each of the petals that are laid down there. I will double dip into the peach and the white. This peach shade is really quite dominant. It's Smashed Peach by CJP. I did use 2 different ones. One slightly more neon, more brighter, and a much lighter shade, whereas the Smashed Peach, although it's a beautiful peach shade, it is more orange. And then obviously the Snow White from CJP. So then we just have this last one to do. Now you will see on this one that I did exactly the same. I added those 2 beads. I added a little bit more white because I did feel like, as I mentioned, the peach was slightly taken over. But this was too big. It was running into that bottom petal. So I did swipe some away and then continued with the shaping. Then to finish off this flower, guys, I'm going to come in with some caviar beads and I'm going to use some top coat to pop that in the middle there. So here we are, popping them into the centre, and then I'll pop it in the lamp for a full cure. Then we are at the end of our video today. I really do hope you've enjoyed our little nail play. If you have, would you mind taking a moment and hitting that thumbs up? And if you're not subscribed already, I would absolutely love it if you would. Guys, please stay safe, and until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.